All right, welcome back to the world's and Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV, straight out of Ronkonkoma, Long Island, where we are happy to be here with everybody. To my right
and
is
peppy.
the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Farrow.
And bursting with love.
Yes.
Yes.
Jimmy, I just want to do a quick roll call before we start the show.
Hit it.
All right, who we got in the house? We got RJ Hudson.
RJ.
Jason. Morning.
What's up, Jay?
Loose in the house.
What's up, Loose? Yeah, Loose rules.
Roy Batiste, how are you?
What's up,
how
Roy?
How are you?
They all rule. What's up?
ESO Creative, the man. By the way, ESO, ESO created this great commercial.
Have you talked to Bruce lately?
I have.
Like on the phone and stuff?
I have.
I'm due. I got to give him a buzz.
So anyway, we're going to do for the final show of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
We're going to do a watch along. You, me, and ESO.
You're going to make me watch a Dark Side of the Ring?
On the computer.
Okay.
So we're asking everybody to join us, and we all can party with Marty, even though Marty's not there.
Okay.
By the way, I've been speaking to Marty.
Cool.
If anyone doesn't know, Marty is starting his own podcast.
Monty.
So he is starting his own podcast.
Okay.
Which I think will do well.
Yes.
He's got concerns, and he's been asking our advice on a lot of things.
Okay.
I think he also did a intro for the after show with ESO.
Nice.
And by the way,
Very
ESO,
nice.
you didn't send your video in this week. I'm going to yell at you. The First Lady of Wrestling, Miss Maria Davis. In the house. Maria, by the way, you're looking more and more beautiful every day.
Not surprised to hear that.
Who else we got?
Not surprised.
Matthew Holland. Always good to see you, my friend.
What's up, Mr. Holland?
As they all start to go, Ibzam Arroyo. I would say, I hack everybody's name, so I apologize. I love when he's in the house.
Cool.
Jay Will, how are you?
Jay Will.
And everybody, welcome. All right, so we're going to start the show.
All righty.
At the return, we've got Spidey. Spidey, how are you, buddy?
How's everyone doing?
How you been,
Always
Spidey?
good to see you, Spidey.
You're still good looking, Spidey.
Thank you. I try.
How's the new job coming, man? How's the selling going?
The new job is good. I'm doing a lot of the same stuff every day, but I am making sales. So.
Are you enjoying yourself though?
Yes and no.
Tell me why yes, and then tell me why no.
All right. So I like it because I'm out on the road a lot. It's a lot of just networking and talking to people.
That's cool.
So I like it better than being at a desk.
Yep.
No, because it still just kind of feels like the same thing over and over. And
that's a job, Spidey. That's
I know,
what happens.
but I want to be in business. I want to be in my own business. So 9 to 5 jobs aren't my thing. So long term, it's not what I want to do.
You want to be a creator like our friend Farrow over here. You want to create art, whether it's making money. That's creating art, by the way, and having different feels and different vibes. I get it, dude.
Absolutely.
I get it. I always say to Farrow, right? I think I've said that. I wish at some points I would have had the balls to not play it straight. You know what I mean? Playing it straight is great if you're successful, but again, it doesn't make you rich and it doesn't make you poor. It just kind of makes you.
Well, to be fair, the grass is always greener on the other side. There's times where I've thought to myself, geez, I wish I had played it straight. I'm such a lunatic. But I got you. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth with everything. So.
By the way, Bane checking in. Bane saying Hulk Hogan marrying a yoga instructor.
Bane?
Here comes another version of DDP yoga.
Bane?
Hulk yoga.
Like Bane?
Like Bane from Batman.
Wow.
Like this. I've got you, Pharaoh.
Bane. That's a bad.
By the way, I got it to Little Patty. Love to see you.
Little Patty.
By the way, Little Patty loves Spidey.
Nice. Very nice.
Why is Hogan getting married again? Not getting that. You just found out from Bane. He just said it. He's marrying a yoga instructor. I don't know why he feels like he has to get married.
What are you doing? You got it made. You got that beautiful place down in Florida that Mike saw him at. I mean, you got it made. What are you doing?
By the way, I want to give a shout out to Miss Karen McDaniel, who was on the phone. That was on the phone with us, our video with us a few weeks back. Karen, incredible human being. I think both you and me have fostered a nice friendship with her. The big event is coming up here to New York in Brentwood, and we're considering bringing Miss McDaniel in.
Considering?
Along with...
The Pharaoh is smitten. What do you mean you're considering?
I understand you're smitten,
I'm
sir.
smitten.
I get it. And I understand why you would be smitten.
Oh, yeah.
But we're talking about bringing her in.
She's awesome.
And,
oh, my God.
Oh, she's incredible.
She really is.
I mean,
Great person.
Already becoming one of my most. One thing I will say, between our lovely family who checks in with us every Thursday, we've made such wonderful guests and friends with such wonderful guests. And,
yeah, we have.
I would consider, we were close with Mike, obviously.
Yeah, we were.
We're close with Marty Jannetty.
Yep. Tony.
We're close with, we're close with Tony.
I mean, I know we don't see him often, but when Tommy Rich comes in, we hang out like we went to high school together.
I would say us and Tommy are good
I love
friends.
Tommy Rich. Love Tommy Rich. Great guy. Great guy.
All right.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We have made some good friends
This has been a
along the way.
very good experience for two wrestling fans, and I got to tell you,
for sure,
the biggest and best experience is being able to work out his wonderful studio and the Monte The Pharaoh family. It's great seeing these people every week.
They're the best.
So I'm thinking about doing another Ask Monte The Pharaoh call-in show.
I would love that.
It's been a while, right?
I would love that.
So I think I'm going to set that up for next week.
I think we were 3 for 4 last time because one of them turned out to be a walking bunghole.
In the end,
Have you forgotten?
I did forget.
Because Pharaoh forgets nothing.
I know you don't.
I forget.
That guy just disappeared.
Good.
And I don't understand why he turned on us either.
I'm not going to say I know how he disappeared, but yeah, he disappeared.
So next week we've got the Unsung Heroes, and then maybe we'll do the following week we will do Ask Monte The Pharaoh Anything fan.
That would be so cool.
And just get the fans.
I would love that.
And let's not forget again the Marty and Jannetty. Marty Jannetty watch-along.
That's pretty cool.
Sinead O'Connor, Irish singer, dies at 56. Irish singer and activist. Sinead O'Connor has died at the age 56.
Really?
Her family announced the news with great sadness, saying her family and friends are devastated. The cause of death has not been made public.
Wow. I didn't even know, dude. This is the first time hearing.
This happens a lot, dude.
Wow.
According to the Irish Sun, police said that the statement that O'Connor was pronounced dead at the scene and her death is now being treated as suspicious.
Is not or now?
Is not being treated.
It's not being treated as suspicious.
Did I say it now?
Yeah, there's a big difference.
It is not being treated as suspicious.
Okay. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked. I just found out just now.
Share your thoughts on Sinead O'Connor, the singer, the person, the activist.
Sinead O'Connor, I wasn't a fan.
Why?
It just didn't do anything for me. She just didn't do anything for me. And I remember she did something involving religion. It's in the back of my head.
Hold the horses. Phil is going to see Extreme and Living Color next week on Thursday.
Oh, man.
Dude,
nice.
Living Color.
Living Color, man.
Oh,
by the way,
God.
that is a severely underrated and underappreciated
by
band.
the way, I was at Pat Benatar.
How was that?
And my girl Taylor Dane. How was it? So
please tell me Pat killed it, man. I want to hear that she killed it. Promises in the Dark. 1, 2, 3, 4. So please tell me it was
Pat
good.
Benatar, 70 years old.
Okay.
Obviously doesn't have the chops
How
she
about
used
Neil,
to.
her husband? He's great. He's great.
But here's the thing. Pat Benatar understood how to control the song.
Right.
She didn't have to kill it like when she was younger. And she was incredible.
She adjusted accordingly.
Taylor Dane, who I had a major crush on for 30 years.
Okay.
Major crush.
Okay.
I was very nervous because, again, when you finally see someone.
Right. Will they let you down and crush your.
It's like, everybody gets old, and I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes I'm that guy. But I got smoking hot, dude.
She rocked.
She wore the Charlotte Flair outfit.
Really?
And wore it well.
Okay.
How'd she sound? It well. Sounded good.
That's
another
matters.
Controlled it and had the fans singing the high notes.
That annoys me.
Dude, she's 61, 63.
I get it, but I don't like when they do that. I just don't. Sing the effing song, and if you can't, don't ask me to sing it. If I could sing it, I would be up there.
The fans want to sing it,
I guess so, but you know what? What's with the audience participation nonsense? This sounds like wrestling fans. You deserve it. Oh, shut up and let them wrestle.
Listen, that's why, when I went to Van Halen
I'm rough.
that time,
I know.
my wife hated it. I thought it was great. David Lee Roth.
Don't talk to me about the Van Halen.
But he
concert.
basically talked his way through every song, and it was great.
Did he really?
It was great. He can't sing anymore.
What do you mean he talked? Wait a second. He kind of talked anyway.
It was like Panama, Panama.
That sounds awful. Really?
It was fun.
Okay.
What do you expect when someone just like
All right,
when
now
you
hold
go
on a
to
second.
Old Timers
Hold on
Day,
a
do
second.
you expect
All right.
Mickey Mantle to hit a home run over the fence?
But you got to understand, though, maybe it's because I'm fortunate and spoiled. My favorite band, basically, outside of the Beatles, is Iron Effin' Maiden. Bruce Dickinson still is hitting all those notes. That's because...
All of them?
All of them. As a matter of fact, he ended Alexander the Great, which they haven't played in 35 years, with the longest note. He even added length to it. The guy is killing it, but that's because you don't do drugs, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you play soccer with the boys in the band. The guy still completely has it. Rob Halford still completely has it.
Jay Will says trivia. I believe Pat Benatar is the first woman to perform in MTV. Here's a conversation that's taking place right now. Jay Will is saying the Eagles and Thriller always in an argument of the biggest album seller.
Right.
So, by the way,
okay.
A lot of people claim Back in Black was the biggest album sold.
No, it's the Eagles' greatest hits and Thriller. They do go back and forth.
It's not
Thriller.
Thriller.
Another one? Is there another one?
It's Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Rumors is great too.
Rumors
Look,
is either number 2 or number 3.
Rumors is so
And let's
great.
not forget, we're older. Taylor Swift is like number 4. Shania Twain, I think, is like number 5.
You know what, though? At the end of the day, the number one band of all time is the Beatles because they sold more albums than anybody, and it's not even close.
No, they didn't sell more albums than
660 million plus.
They didn't sell more albums.
The Beatles are the most successful
But
act
again,
in the history
just
of this
like
business.
anything else, you're comparing a certain time against a certain time.
Right.
It's different.
Right.
It's not a fair. And as we do the greatest tag teams, after I name shit
Right.
and you're screaming at me, it may be that problem too.
Right.
Back to Sinead O'Connor.
None of
As a
these people
singer.
changed the world the way the Beatles did, but go ahead.
I'm not arguing that the Beatles aren't the greatest. That's not my argument.
It doesn't matter
But
if you
can't
argue
say
it.
they
It's in
sold
the
the
books.
they didn't sell the most albums.
They
That
did.
They did not.
They sold more than Elvis. They sold more than Zeppelin.
They have
sold
not.
more. Yes, they have.
They have not.
Yes, they have. Where do you get your information?
All right.
Who told you?
Now, guys,
Who told you
I'm going to
that?
have to delay this conversation because now I'm going to...
What are you going to do? Internet online views
most
or some shit like that?
albums sold, we'll call it U.S.
This
you
is
want world.
ridiculous. He's already got the Beatles up there. How many albums did they sell, Jared? Last I had looked,
Eagles
it was
have the
over-
most albums sold.
Over 600 million? Have they sold over 600 million? What's the amount?
Are we talking all albums?
Yeah, we're talking whole
Well, there's
catalog.
top-selling albums. Okay,
if
so...
you were individualizing, that's a different story. I'm talking about the whole entire catalog. The Beatles have sold more than everybody.
most albums sold.
Yeah.
How would we write that, Jared? Most albums sold
I can't
ever.
believe we're even doing this.
Who sold the most albums?
And the Beatles came up, right? Thank you.
All right, hold
I
on.
can't believe. What is this, Joplin and what's a face all over again?
Albums.
You argue with me with music.
Sold.
He doesn't believe you,
Ever.
Jared. He's going to have to find something that gives him his
gotta
answer.
I got to find it.
The Beatles are the greatest.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, the British rock band The Beatles are on top of the list of best-selling
Thank you.
worldwide.
Right, the world, which
weren't-
is
we
what
weren't
we
talking-
are.
we
The
weren't
world's
talking
greatest broadcast.
worldwide.
So yeah, what were you talking about? New Jersey?
I was talking to U.S.
Well, it's Jersey, Springsteen's
That's why
got
I was
it.
saying, are we talking worldwide? Are we talking
We're
U.S.?
talking in the universe.
So then, yes, it is the Beatles.
Thank you.
But the Beatles do not have the most album sold in the top 10. And by the way, I was wrong. It is the Eagles. It is
That's what I
Thriller,
thought.
and then it is Rumors.
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, so I do stand corrected.
That's fine.
And I'm okay with being wrong.
That's well.
Sinead
it happens.
O'Connor.
What about her?
Thoughts on her
I
as a
told
singer?
you,
You
I
didn't
didn't-
like her music, but as a singer, thoughts?
She was professional.
When she
singer.
tore the Pope's picture up, thoughts?
Wanted to punch her in the face.
Which our friend Prince did. Remember that?
Prince punched her in the face.
Prince had the most beautiful women, and Sinead O'Connor was a beautiful woman. She
That's
was not.
why did
another
he
woman.
punch her in the face? That's not
Because
cool.
she was Sinead O'Connor. She had
Were
the
they
cops
seeing
come to
each
the
other
house.
or something?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know this stuff. I don't pay
Oh.
attention to any of this.
You look up
I don't
Prince's
even have a
girlfriends.
TV.
He was with. Forget it.
Well, he's
Vanity.
Prince.
Remember Vanity?
I heard though he had a little red Corvette. Is that true?
Didn't matter.
You're right.
Did not matter.
I guess you're right.
If you have Vanity and Sinead O'Connor and
Right.
Sheena Easton.
Sheena Easton.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute. What was she was in his band, Sheila E.
That's Sheila E.
She was a beautiful
I
woman
don't know
too.
if he was with Sheila.
I
but
bet
she
you.
was. Yeah, more than
Played the
likely.
percussion, I wanted to bang
than
on the
likely.
drum all day. Yeah.
So I don't know if you've been keeping up on this, but I wanted
Yeah.
to bring this up. There's a soldier that has
Okay.
been now taken hostage, we'll call it, in North Korea.
Oh, I bet our president's all over this.
His name is Travis King.
Right.
U.S. soldier who crossed into North Korea on Tuesday. This is a little delayed.
Did he cross into?
Did so willfully and without authorization, according to U.S. international officials.
That's not so smart.
All right.
All right. All right.
So, I was like, oh man, well, as the U.S., we really got to step in. But here comes the problem, right?
Okay.
The man whom a U.S. Army spokesman identified as Travis King, who is a private second class who had been released recently from a detention center in South Korea, right? You know we have troops in South Korea.
I understand. Okay.
Was scheduled to be flown home to the U.S., but then he somehow returned to South Korea, joined the tour group, and ran across to North Korea, and now he is being held hostage. So the 23-year-old was stationed in South Korea and had recently served 2 months in prison there for charges of assault. So he had been fined $5 million and one or whatever. But anyway, he assaulted somebody. He was in Army jail.
He doesn't sound like a very bright light bulb.
Do you think we should waste our time and try to get him out of jail?
Wow. I'm going to defer to the soldier sitting next to me. What do you think?
I say leave him there.
You know, he's not showing good judgment.
When I read
in the
that,
least.
I was like, you know what, dude?
He's not showing any kind
you're
of
breaking
judgment.
laws.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You're running.
Why would you go into North Korea
Because I think
anyway?
he was running away from prison, to be honest with you.
You know
I'm
what?
trying to find facts on this. But it's very hard.
I feel like he's on his own here. He did not actually do anything too intelligent here. That's not good. I don't know.
Mitch says he was going AWOL. There you go. There's your answer.
Oh, he was going AWOL? Yeah.
Paul Western, he was FUBAR.
Yeah.
I love that word, FUBAR. I do. Do you like the word FUBAR?
I don't even know what the effing means. What's FUBAR?
Like effed up.
Okay. Yeah, he is.
So I'm going to give you some. So you like to curse.
I learned something today.
You're getting much better.
I'm trying.
So I'm giving you some words that we could use. Okay.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
We want to use F
FUBAR.
words. FUBAR's one.
I learned that today.
Snafu.
What's snafu mean?
F up.
Okay.
Another word for
snafu.
F up, right.
All right.
Snafu. FUBAR.
Okay. I can use BS.
That's fine.
That works.
That's fine.
Turd. I could use turd.
Turd is good.
POS.
POS is good.
I could use that.
That's not bad.
Anal nook.
I don't know. Anal's really should be.
Guy's an anal nook. I like that. I think it's creative.
I think anal nook is pretty good.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Anus cavity.
Anus cavity.
That's fine.
I'll go with that.
Okay. Penis. Can I use penis?
You can, but still could be a little risque.
I guess.
We're really getting corporate.
Scrotum.
All right, listen. Got to get to the main show. Next week we've got the unsung heroes of pro wrestling.
Okay.
David Isley and Tommy Angel.
That's not this week?
It isn't. Monty screwed that up as usual. I was thinking it was August 3rd. I was
like,
why.
so what are we doing tonight? What's wrong with you, Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Don't you know what we're doing?
By the way, I'm panicking, right? Because I didn't get a chance to write a script, and I'm writing.
Right.
And I write Angel and Sal Corrente, who did and by Sal's going to come back on the show.
Oh, very good. Very good. Awesome.
Actually, Jim Beam asked for Sal's show.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Very cool.
But I asked Sal, I'm like, I need their emails. And then Dave's like, but aren't we going on August 3rd? And I'm like, oh.
Did you say Angel?
Tommy Angel, not Angel Amoruso.
Say.
You've got Tommy Cairo and Angel Amoruso on your mind.
Yeah, kind of. You know.
Barry's back on September 17th.
That's fantastic. But does Barry know that he's got to get his vocal cords ready?
I hope so. He's
got to get ready to sing I Hate
And then
Rap.
on November 12th, Paul London in studio.
That's very cool. I'm very happy about
And we've
that.
got more coming, dude. We got so much, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun.
We got to get a little
I would like to thank
Kendrick.
the band that sings the theme song for Monte The Pharaoh, our own Jimmy Farrell, along with his partner, Bart Griggs. Make up the band, Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. What you do?
What do you do?
Like and subscribe.
And then?
If you go to the Monte The Pharaoh YouTube page. And
then?
Hit like and subscribe.
And?
Maybe become a member.
Yeah. Oh, wait. We can use the word member, too. We can call someone a member.
That.
Okay.
Go. You also can get Wisteria Hall's music on Spotify, Apple Music, Reverb Nation. If you didn't know, you are watching the world's #1 broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh YouTube page, Monte The Pharaoh Facebook Live page, hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh Twitch TV page. Catch us on, if you're lucky enough to live in New York, Channel 115 every Tuesday at 9:30 and Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Channel 20 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. By the way,
by the way.
It's contract time.
Oh, no. Again? Okay. And?
So, contracts are all written up.
All right.
But not official yet.
Okay. What are we holding out for? We're holding out for something.
Well, considering over 150,000 people watch us weekly,
right?
They really should be thinking about something.
They should be.
So the contracts are sitting on my desk at work, sitting there waiting, and we will see
Let us talk to you.
But guess what? If we end up going off New York cable,
what?
There's a possibility.
Okay.
Download the app Intuitive.
Spelled INTUITIVE. That's Intuitive. Get into it.
And it's free.
Yeah.
The Intuitive Network.
And it's adding more and more content.
Dude, oh my God, they've got documentaries, they've got video, song, music videos. They've got weekly shows. It's the bomb. And I was just talking to one of the owners today. They've got over 1 million subscribers. And
that's fantastic. That is
they're saying Monte The Pharaoh are killing it on there. So I want to thank everybody who's been helping with that. We are the flagship.
I love it.
We'll be right back with the worlds. But before you do that commercial, can we do that Thunder Rosa cat comparison again?
Oh, no. You're going to put me through that again?
I just want...
Yeah, you know what? People should see this.
We do want to know...
People should see this.
If Thunder Rosa is a better singer than the cat.
Actually, you should have told them. Maybe some people don't know what's coming.
We'll find out.
That was hilarious.
Let's see.
Y órale, arrastradas, que ya llegó la mera mera.
Oh, it's even worse the second time. That's enough, Jared. I'm getting sick. Play the cat. Oh, now here's a true star. I don't... Where is he? No! Rob God, that cat's got thrash metal aggression. I want to break things when I hear that cat sing.
All right, we'll be right back after this with the world's greatest tag teams in the history of pro wrestling.
The cat came back.
Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
You know, have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
Manscaped is a must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go do the deed on a woman, would you rather have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or full retro bush?
Racing stripe. Retro bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well-manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's very interesting. I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured, you can see both sides. It's not
like blinking lights on both sides of that.
I don't want, I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha. Oh, look what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as I found it.
Have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
what is?
Retro. Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm 46,
like it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Got to give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast and the world's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. A couple of comments, Farrell, weigh in. Mitch Seinfeld,
Hey, Mitch.
during the video, said, please no. Little Patty says,
I agree.
the cat's better.
The cat is way better. The cat's
Maria
got...
Davis says, she's awful.
Yeah,
First
she's
Lady.
terrible. I agree, Maria. She's awful.
Benny Scala says, she sounds like the butler from Mr. Deeds.
Okay. That's... Benny.
RJ
good,
Hudson
Benny.
says,
That's
Thunder
good.
Rosa's as bad as Nickelback.
That's kind of rough, even though I'm not a fan at all of Nickelback. But my God, Nickelback is way better than that. But I get it. I get it.
Loose Cannon, Sleeping Muppet Alert. Look, by the way, you could get the
Sleeping Muppet
Yeah,
Alert?
you could get the Sleepy Man T-shirts.
You can.
at any time.
Sleeping Muppet Alert.
Wait, Phil says great tag team, Maven and the Sleepy Guy. One is this charismatic, captivating stud, and the other semi-conscious, sedating.
Wouldn't that be great, though? They
Done.
would make a great tag. Like, Maven's in trouble in the ring, right? He goes to tag. He finally can get to his partner. And his partner
And
is
he's
there. He's
sleeping.
not even reaching out for the tag.
He's
I think that would be
sleeping.
fantastic. Phil, you're onto
Listen,
something.
Davio.
Yeah,
Davio says just to give Thunder Rosa a little credit. Technically, she wasn't singing in that clip.
No, she wasn't. Davio's got a point. That was some really bad talking, I guess. it was horrendous. Imagine if you had her singing as your alarm clock in
Ibzan
the
says,
morning.
please show Skinner on the couch like last month.
Hey, Jared, do me a favor. Get a shot of the couch. Ladies and gentlemen, Monte and the Pharaoh proudly present Skinner! You suck.
I was going to tell you that. Okay, greatest tag teams. Are you ready?
He's like,
I'm giving
yeah.
the top 26 greatest tag teams. I'm going to read them. This
the
is how
top-
I put them.
How many?
26.
Dude, what? Do you have a life? You sat there and put together 26.
So, again,
I'm impressed.
I want all you guys to weigh in.
I'm
I'm going to
impressed.
give it. And, look, don't go with my order until it
26.
gets to the top
Dude,
5
you're
or
gonna
top 6.
scramble my brain here.
But Farrell weigh in and then have everybody else watch you weigh in. So, number 26, I put the Blackjacks.
Well, how am I supposed to argue with where you put them? I mean,
I'm asking you as a tag team, should they be in the top 26? As they get closer to the top 10, then you could start
I
arguing.
think this is unfair to me. I'm going to go with a rough no, just in general. No.
Should not be in the top 26.
No, if I
tag
really
teams.
had the time to sit down, I didn't realize you're going to do 26 of them. If I had the time to sit down and think of all the tag teams in the history of this business, I don't think they'd make my top 26. Go ahead. Not that they weren't cool and
Thoughts on
everything.
the Blackjacks?
The Blackjacks were cool. They were great for their time period. But again, I don't see
I
them
think
in
when
my.
you put this in your head again, you're going to come to me and say, yeah, they should be in the top 26.
Maybe not.
Number 25,
Yeah,
the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
that's a great team. They might even be higher in my mind. But yeah, they should absolutely be on this list. They are a great freaking team. That's a great team. They were great, great. Especially when he sang that national anthem. I liked his voice. He had Robert Goulet.
Let me ask you something.
What a baritone
everybody
he was.
says they had such great heat.
They
I
did.
don't remember it like that. I
No,
remember
they
them
did.
being like
No, they were good. They were good. They were hated.
you wanted to kill them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were, dude, they were like Russian evil,
I just don't re-
Iranian
I
evil. They
don't
were
rem- I
great
don't rem-
together.
I don't remember it like that.
No, I do. I remember them being pretty hated.
All right, so I was a little rushing, so I kind of I
You're a
put
little
this,
Russian? You look Italian.
but I want to say that
Go ahead.
I kind of want to put 2 teams in this category because.
All right.
But Professor Tanaka and Mr. Fuji.
I
and
won't
Mr.
argue.
Saito and Mr. Fuji.
I won't argue with either of those.
Number 24.
I will not argue with either of those. Fuji and Saito.
Are they too low?
Well, Fuji and Saito could probably be even higher, and I'll bet you the ones who were fans of Fuji and Tanaka during the '70s would probably say the same thing. They could be higher, but I'm not gonna knock it. They're on the list, and they should be on the list.
So far, out of the 3 I've named,
I'm just not sure about the Blackjacks, but I've always been kind of rough on the
Number
Blackjacks.
23,
sure
and
why.
I really feel like I put them in the right spot, shockingly enough, the Brainbusters.
Well, they should be on the list. You talking about their WW?
No. Period.
As a whole.
Tag team. As a whole. And remember, they wrestled in NWA.
Yeah. Well, they should be on the list.
They were the Horsemen.
My gut instinct is maybe they could be higher, but again, I have to hear this whole list. But they should be on the list. They were fantastic. They were great. Although that didn't help FTR at all, did it?
No,
I get it. You guys are those 2 guys. Yeah, you're the Brainbusters.
That's one of the great comments,
Yeah,
right?
what'd you think? He was like, it sucks.
No, but the comment was, I think when Dax went in,
Right.
everybody would say, what a great match, what a great match.
Right,
Vince
right.
called him over and he said, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Because everybody's like, you guys are the next Brainbusters. And
like,
Vince
"That's the
goes,
problem."
you guys are missing it. That's the problem. And
Right.
they're like, what do you mean? He goes, you're the next Brainbusters.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to sell too many shirts of you guys. That's probably
It's
what
all
he was
about
thinking.
marketing, man.
I know, that's probably what he was thinking.
Number 22 could be a little low, but I think there's other teams that are more willing. The Von Erichs.
Now, I'm confused here. What pairings of Von Erichs are we talking?
Any pairing. Any pairing of the Von Erichs. Just like any pairing.
I got to be honest. I'm not sure I would have included them on this list because, no.
They wrestled a lot of 6-man tag teams.
That's 6-man. That's not tag
But they
teams.
wrestled a lot of tag teams.
I'm not comfortable with that one. I'm not sure that
I'm
they
really
would make
looking forward to hearing to who you think should have been on the list.
Well, so far I've agreed with
I got
3
you.
out of 5.
Listen, I'm not arguing. I understand why you're saying it, but I got to tell you.
I don't look at the Von Erichs ever as like, wow, what a great tag
That's
team
like
these
when
two
we were doing the
were.
Intercontinental Championship and we used to talk about Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior, right? We
They were
used to
great.
say, but we looked at them as
world
champions. So they
Yes,
were great
we did.
Intercontinental champions, but
Yes, we
as
did.
world champions.
Yeah, I tend to look at maybe that's my problem then. I tend to look at the Von Erichs as more as individuals.
As single stars.
Who would fight as a family against the Freebirds or whatever.
All right, so before we go any further, I want to look at this. Let me see.
What do you got?
All right. So
Some comments from our
There's
folks?
comments, and I want to read them, and we were kind of getting into it. So
Okay.
Fuji definitely from Maria Davis.
Yeah, Fuji, yeah. Fuji Saito, Fuji Tanaka.
Jay Will says Ray Stevens, Pat Patterson.
Oh, that's definitely.
They might be on the list.
They should be. I could see that.
Honestly, I don't think I put them on the list.
That's
Just telling
okay. I mean, I know what they
Maria
were.
says
though.
yes to Tully and Arn.
Yeah.
Luce says Von Erich's overrated in my opinion. It's a fair comment. As a tag team,
As a tag team, yeah, I'm not getting it.
Luce, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. As individuals, oh my God, and as a collective
Maria
family,
Davis says Von
oh my
Erich's
God.
maybe.
Yeah.
Jay Will, Anderson brothers must be on this list. Lil Patty, Von Erich's overrated. Paul Western, the Von Erichs. Kerry was a star, Luce says, but the rest were hit or miss.
Oh, David was a big star. He just died on us.
Listen, you know, it's wrestling. This one great thing. It's opinions.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people agreeing with you on this.
Yeah.
No one mentioned the Blackjacks though. They shouldn't be on the list though.
Nobody's saying anything about them. I think that says something, but that's okay.
Number
I'm sure.
21, Terry and Dory Funk Jr.
Here's another one where I'm getting weirded out. I'm not so sure I really put these two and think of them as a tag team. So I feel the same way I did about the Von Erichs on this one. That's where I'm at with that.
All right, this one I'm gonna get hate for. Number 20, the natural disasters.
They rule.
Earthquake and typhoon.
They rule.
Are they on the list?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about on the list, but I do think they rule.
Okay.
I
Tell
do
me
think
why
they
they
rule.
shouldn't be on the list.
I'm not sure I can. Other than I would probably have to think about it. And there's, you know what? Most likely there are 25 teams that are better or more fitting. To
That
be on this
team
list.
right
I love
there,
that team.
that
I'm
size,
sorry. I agree.
That team could
I
have
love
gone
that team.
against any team.
Love it. Love the
They
team.
should have done a better job with that team.
I agree. I love
They
that
could have
team.
done a better
the
job
natural
with that team.
disasters kicked ass.
They could have
I
killed
agree.
anybody.
They
Think
could
about
have.
it.
Not Orange Cassidy though,
No, not Orange Cassidy.
because he's got his hands in his pockets.
All right.
Right.
number 19, the Wild Samoans.
Oh, my God. Absolutely, they deserve to be on this list. I have to see the rest of these tag teams, but I'm already thinking higher. But that's okay.
Now, again, guys, I'm trying to give every area
Wait a minute.
responsibility.
You've got me nervous now, because if the Samoans are at 19, where the F are the Moondogs? They're not even on this list, are they?
Little Patty, Blackjack Mullah was better as a singles. I get it, guys. There's
Yes.
a lot of guys that were better as singles.
No, I know.
But let's not forget their
But they
tag
were,
team.
yes, they were, yeah.
Jay
were
Will,
champions,
natural disasters should be on a list.
Yeah, I
Yardy,
get it. That's
no
fine.
to natural disasters.
That's
no.
fine. I get that. I was just saying, if you really thought about it, maybe not. But I still love the tag.
Ooh, Jay Will, Doom. I think I forgot about Doom.
Oh, my
I think I forgot about Doom, dude.
Doom. No doubt.
See, now I would put Doom. I'd knock the Blackjacks out.
I'm with
But
that.
Doom might be on the list. I'm not sure.
I'm with that. I'm with that if you did that. That's fine.
All right, number 18, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher.
Absolutely. They were a great tag team together. And they were individual.
You like how I'm giving all different
I like this.
areas?
Yeah, I like what you're
and-
doing here.
and
Dick the
ages.
Bruiser and Crusher were like bacon and eggs. Yeah,
I want to see if
I'm
everybody
good.
agrees with that.
Yeah,
Here's one I
they made-
actually rated them lower
you-
than I really felt.
What's that?
The Russians. And you got the wrong Russians on there, but that's okay.
What Russians are we talking
We're talking about Ivan, Nikita, and Crusher Khrushchev.
Fantastic. Fantastic. But again, I'm not sure if I would look at them that way. There was 3 of them.
They had the tag team belts. They had the 6-man
Yeah,
belts.
yeah, I'll go with
That
it.
was a hell of a team, dude.
No, I'm saying they were great. I just
In
don't
fact,
know.
I will tell you this.
I
have
look at them immediately as
They
like a
made the
tag
Monty.
team,
They
tag
made the Monty
team.
Hall of Fame wall in my
Yeah,
man
I
cave.
believe
It's
in
on
it.
there.
I believe it.
I've got. It's the 3 of them.
It's a good
they were
pick.
huge.
That's fine.
Here's a team I hated, but I put them on the list because they deserve it.
You
in my
hated
opinion.
them? Who's
The
that?
Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the Anderson brothers.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I agree with that. Absolutely. No one likes Oli, by the way.
Everybody hates Oli.
You ever hear anything good about Oli?
All right, I'm checking back in with everybody. Let me see what everybody's saying here.
Sure.
Benny says absolutely the Bruiser and Crusher.
Yes. Yes.
Yardy, definitely Ivan and Nikita.
Yes, I got you.
JB2 said the Long Riders in AWA. The Long Riders.
Long Riders?
Yeah, no, that was Wild Bill Irwin and I forget who the other guy was. Not sure about that
Interesting. Okay.
one. Yardy says Ivan Nikita. Loose Cannon, Hollywood Blondes were money. But they weren't greatest tag teams.
I'm not doing that.
But they were up. They were good.
Oh, no doubt. But I'm not on. No, I don't think they make this list. But I can see if someone wanted to.
Paul Western, yes to the Wrestling Crew. Yep, good. So I think we're making a good showing here.
Okay.
All right. Next up, number 14, the Briscoe brothers.
Mike, I'm proud of you.
Wrong Briscoe brothers. Jack and Jerry Briscoe.
Oh, you suck, Mike.
It's not this Briscoe brothers.
Well, I got news for you.
You were about to say you're proud for me?
You see
No
that
way.
Briscoe? Hey, Jared, put up those Briscoe brothers right now.
No.
Put them up.
No.
Okay. Anyone who knows the Briscoe brothers, them boys, knows that them boys right there, that is a great effing tag team. And they were forever.
But they're
However,
not.
they
Thank
are
you.
not.
Thank you.
Put up the other picture, please.
Thank you.
There's the Briscoe
That's
brothers.
the Briscoe brothers.
I understand. But I adore both of them, both those teams, and I would put
Quick
them
question,
both.
though. Do the other Briscoes,
Yeah.
the more recent, do they belong in the top 26?
You know what? I'm a goddamn mark. So I would probably say, if I thought
Over
about
the
it,
ones I've named?
I don't know
Would
where
you put
I
them
would
over the
place
natural
them.
disasters?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Brainbusters.
No.
Blackjacks.
Yes, I would.
Crusher and Bruiser.
No.
Okay. I can't argue with that.
I have nothing but respect for Jay and Mark. No, nothing but respect
Number
for Jay
13,
Briscoe.
the British Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Of course.
Am I rating them too low?
You might be, Rabbit. I have to see who's left here. You might be.
Number 12, one of my favorite tag teams, Harlem Heat, over the British Bulldogs.
Effing great.
Over the Bulldogs.
Me personally, probably not. But Harlem Heat, one of the all-time greats. Can you dig it, sucker? Absolutely. By the way, Stevie Ray. No love for Stevie Ray nowadays? What's the story?
Stevie Ray, I don't think, had the...
I mean, Booker's obviously got all the...
factor like Booker
I know,
did.
but like Stevie Ray's becoming like nobody even talks about Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray was great,
Okay, so Stevie Ray was no Booker T.
but he complimented Booker T perfectly.
Yeah, sure, I agree.
Right. Is he the Marty Jannetty of that team?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's rough, but I agree. Ah, that's rough.
Let me ask you this. Going back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was Dynamite Kid the Marty Jannetty of that team?
No.
We never talk about the Bulldogs
No,
in that way.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No. They both were pretty strong, came across pretty strong.
Davio says Bulldogs a little higher.
Yeah, I can see that.
JB2 says the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
We're not done yet, though, right?
Okay.
Jason Morning, Powers of Pain deserve a spot.
Interesting.
Maria Davis says the Heart Foundation. We still got a little to go.
Okay.
Don't think the Powers of Pain rank in the top.
I wouldn't.
26.
No, I wouldn't put them there either. But they were cool. They were cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, they were cool.
Again, number 11, the Freebirds. You might give me that same Von Erich argument.
Yeah, it's the Von Erich thing again. Yeah, I look at them more as a faction, and Michael Hayes as an individual superstar, and yeah, I kind of don't look at them as like your traditional tag team. So yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Wow. Where do you put the Freebirds then? Like, where do you put them?
Where do you put the Freebirds?
That's the problem. Like,
One of
if
the
you're not
greatest factions of all time.
So they're a faction, not a tag team.
They're a faction that did what New Day copied later. There's three of us, and we hold the two belts. That's basically it. And to me, that's not your traditional Afasika, Fuji Saito, yada
Number
yada.
10, the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, wait a minute. What, number 10?
Number 10.
They should be higher. But yeah, they absolutely should be on this list, and I would have them higher. This is one of the greatest tag teams ever, period. That's all there is to that. That's all there is to that.
Number 9, the Outsiders.
See, now this is strange.
See, this is a team
This
that
is
people
where
don't...
I agree.
Right.
I agree with the Outsiders. The Outsiders was great. Great tag
if you're thinking about teams, you're not thinking about them. Right?
Oh, I do. I think that's a great call, by the way.
Okay, cool.
I agree with that. The Outsiders, Hall and Nash together, fantastic, great.
Number 8, the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah,
A couple of years ago, I would have put them at number 1.
I could see why somebody would. I personally wouldn't, but yeah, they're way up there. They are great. They are great, and they deserve to be on this list.
Maria Davis says Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. I don't know if they made the list, dude.
That was pretty great.
Paul Weston says Freebirds easy top 15. Jay Will, Dusty and Dick Murdoch were a good team.
Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Jay Will, Dr. Death, and Terry Gordy.
Interesting. Okay.
3 Lucky Dog. I was a big fan of Bradshaw and Simmons.
Yeah. APA. Yeah.
Jacob says Orient Express. You know what? That's not a bad
None
call,
of these
dude.
are bad, by the way. You know who was a great tag team? But they only lasted for one freaking match, basically. I'm not going to steal your thunder because I know who you're probably thinking. Pedro Morales and Bob Backlund when they beat the Samoans.
It's not a bad, but that's like me saying the Mega Powers. Like, I could throw the Mega
That's what
Powers
I'm
in
saying. I'm not putting them on the list,
I got
obviously.
you.
I just thought about
I got a
them for
question, though.
second.
JB2, you said the Outsiders. Do you agree? Do you agree or do you not agree?
Hey, they were tag team champs.
Jay Will, U.S. Express. It's hard to argue.
Yep,
I guess if they're on there.
Yep.
All right, so
You don't got my Moondogs anywhere on there, do
Moondogs
you?
did not make the list.
Oh, boy. The Moondogs were better than the Blackjacks.
Number 7, the Heart Foundation.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I could see that, but I just never associate them that way, though. Why? Tell me why.
The Heart Foundation?
Yeah.
Because Brett went on to higher things.
They were great, though. My God, they were great.
They were.
Yeah.
It's like
okay.
That's a team you cannot not recognize.
No, you are correct.
Number
about
6,
that.
the Steiner brothers.
Oh my God, yeah. They could be higher in a lot.
Now, when you look at the Steiner brothers, do you see them any different?
No, I do. The Steiner brothers were definitely a team for forever before, Big Papa Pump days. Absolutely. The Steiner brothers were one of the greatest ever. There's no doubt. They should be in the top 10 on anybody's list, I would think. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
I made a mistake here. At number 5, you got to just change the picture. Number 5, I put as Demolition.
This is too low.
But you know what, though? I knew you wouldn't like that.
But you know what, though? That's just my personal feelings talking. I could see people putting them anywhere on this list, quite honestly, but Demolition should be in the top 10 one way or the other. You don't hold the reign for over 30 years by accident. You're pretty great. You're a pretty great tag team. I personally, that's my favorite tag team you folks were just looking at. I think they're the greatest.
All right, then number 4 will be the Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys are freaking awesome. They're great. They're amazing. And by the way, you don't have FTR on this list, do you?
They're not on the list.
Okay.
They're not. I wouldn't even.
I'm sorry,
think about
but you know, I would, but that's me.
Of the greatest tag teams of all time.
They've done quite a bit in the last 10 years. Listen, I just did it for the Briscoe brothers from Ring of Honor, and you didn't say anything. So why would you say anything about this?
Well, yeah.
No, there's no difference. These guys are killer. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I was true or false? I was a huge fan of the Revival. I was pissed when Vince didn't see what I saw, and I still think that they're a great in-ring wrestlers.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Fantastic.
I'm going to give Hardy Boys, FTR.
Hardy Boys.
Demolition, FTR.
Demolition.
Freebirds, FTR.
They're not. I don't look at them as a tag team.
Outsiders in FTR.
Now I'm going to have a problem because the Outsiders to me were a great thing, but they weren't a team forever the way FTR is. So that's kind of messed up. You know, on the surface, it's Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. How could you pick, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, FTR's body of work counts to me.
In actuality, since I screwed up on the Demolition thing, I'm going to call Edge and Kristen and the Hardy Boys together at number 4.
They're both fantastic.
Right, so we're going to put them together.
They're both fantastic, but there is another team from that time period that's better. Go ahead.
And that team would be the Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys at number 3.
Yeah, the Dudley Boys are great. That's my number 2 all-time team, or my number 1.
Jacob says Demolition is number 1.
Demolition's the greatest. Demolition and the Dudley Boys to me are 1-on-1.
Paul West, I got Dudley Boys at number 3, not number 4.
Okay.
I don't know if...
Well, you just put Dudley Boys at number 3. You tied number 4 for Edge and
Christian.
Yeah,
number 4, right?
the Dudley Boys are the great.
Because I screwed up.
Great.
Jacob says Strike Force.
Okay.
Listen, Strike Force is great, but
yeah, okay.
These are great teams. I mean, you could say Killer Bees. You could say this.
Yeah, sure you could.
We got a little bit of a problem, though, dude.
Why? What's the matter?
Did
you run out of people?
No, because I think I might have screwed up. Number 2, I put the Midnight Express.
How can I argue with the Midnight Express?
Here's the problem.
You know, it's interesting, though. You have the Midnight Express at 2 and the Rock and Roll Express at 10. These two teams coexisted together forever. To me, they should be like, I don't know,
Yeah, but there was a
4
point
and
where
5?
I felt like the Midnight Express broke away and did more in the industry than
How
the
much
Rock
do you
and Roll.
love their intro music, by the way?
It's good. It's not great. It's good.
It's just good?
It's copied music, dude.
So what? It was great.
Because I feel when you have an intro music,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's unfair too. Because like CM Punk, by the way, Phil, you're a lucky man going to see Living Color.
Oh, man.
But that's lost its edge to me anyway. Listen,
Well,
there
that's
was
because
nothing.
Phil looks like a tennis instructor nowadays, and he just bitches and complains. So it's a little different from 10 years ago.
No, I get it. I get it. But I don't.
Wait
know,
a minute,
man.
Edge too. On this day,
That's
I see clearly.
It's worn its thing.
Hey,
But you know
it's
what hasn't
freaking
worn
great.
its thing?
It doesn't want
Brock
it to
Lesnar
me.
theme song hasn't lost its thing.
No, that's fantastic.
Stone Cold Breaking Glass.
No,
hasn't lost
no.
So I
I
feel
get
like
it.
that music we hear all the time kind
Right.
of loses. Again, with the AEW, I mean, they use the Starship.
What are they using?
They use it
From
for
Starship?
They use from Jefferson Starship.
What song?
For Orange
me a note.
Cassidy. Jade. Is it J?
Jane.
Jane. They use Jane. It's like what?
Jane for Orange Cassidy?
So here's my confusion, guys.
Okay.
Here's my confusion. Mm-hmm. I was going to put the Usos as number 1,
All right.
but I had to change my entire list then.
Okay.
So number 1 is the Road Warriors,
I agree.
which leaves the Usos and the New Day and FTR completely.
Nah, that's a big mistake.
Off
no,
this
no,
list.
no. Just say that you didn't do it.
No, but what I'm
They're
trying.
on this list. The teams you just mentioned, the Usos and the New Day and FTR, they're on this list.
Who gets off the list then? The Von Erichs and the Freebirds?
Yeah, because they're not traditional.
The Outsiders?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I would tell. Maybe, to be fair.
Okay, so we definitely say the Freebirds off the list.
because
Von
that's
Erichs
more
off
of
the
a
list.
because that's more of a faction type.
Okay,
thing.
so we're calling them faction.
But to
and
be
we're-
fair, the New Day's a faction too. You didn't break
you're
Demolition's
putting the
record.
Usos
Screw
on
you, New Day.
In the reality
Anyway,
of it, if we do this again a year from now,
Yeah, go ahead.
Usos are probably going to be the
the
greatest. tag
Usos
team of all
are
time.
effing great, but they're not. No, I don't care what they do. You
Right.
are not passing
the Road Warriors.
the Road Warriors. Jared, did you throw up the Road Warriors for the folks at home? The Road Warriors are the greatest team of all time. They made the blueprint. Period.
Loose cannon.
And I'm saying that
FTR
is demolition.
FTR is top 25.
I agree.
Paul Weston replaced the Blackjacks with the Usos, put the Usos
Not
all
at
the way down to
25.
26.
No. I mean, I get it though. Bounce the Blackjack. I agree with that. Bounce the Blackjack.
ESO says you're missing the Midnight Rockers because to me the Rockers.
The Rockers were great. I mean,
that would be like the Orient Express.
Right.
The Rockers were a great
team. Give them
team.
more than the Orient Express. I would put them above them. But yeah, okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. The Road Warriors. Phil got a really good point here. Andre and anybody else.
How about Andre and Haku? While we're at it.
How about Andre and Quick Draw Rick McGraw?
I love that team, but nobody remembers Rick McGraw coming out with Arnold Skaaland. So what do I know?
But I freaking loved that when they did that whole gimmick. I
loved Andre and Rick McGraw together. But what about Andre and Haku?
Ooh, wait a minute. Benny's bringing up. Okay,
come on, Benny, hit it.
What Valiant Brothers, Henning and Race, Stevens and Bockwinkel.
I really like the Valiant
Brothers. Should be in. Nikolai Volkov and the Sheik, Von Erichs and Funk should be off.
I don't know about Volkov and the Sheik, but I agree with the other two.
And the Funks.
Well, I agree with that. Point. No, I do agree with that.
But I got to say this: I don't think Steve. I'm not going to say. I don't think Henning and Race should be on the list.
Absolutely not. And I don't think Stevens and Bronkwickel would make it either. But I think Stevens and Patterson,
yes,
I think would. Yeah. I agree with that.
Jason, Colossal Connection.
Ooh, very nice. Yes, of course.
Yard Ape, the Samoan SWAT team.
Okay.
Jay Will, Rick McGraw, too many steroids.
Yeah, too bad, man. Too bad. I loved Rick McGraw.
All right, so from your heart, though.
My heart, it's Demolition. But if I'm being responsible,
no,
it's
but I'm
the Road
saying
Warriors.
At number one would be Demolition.
In my heart, yeah.
So if it's from my heart, you know who would be on my list?
Macho Man Savage and Hulk Hogan.
Yes. And
the Mega Powers.
5 Mega Powers.
I think you had to be number one. We did a show a couple years ago.
We did a couple. We did it.
We did.
Wow, I did a recopy. Ew, that's terrible.
Dude, it's 2 years ago. Opinions changed.
You changed my opinion about the Mega Powers.
This is fresh, bro. This is not a retread.
Would be in the top 25 for me, and everybody has the right to disagree, but it's from my heart.
Yeah.
East-West connection.
Oh, my God. Adonis and Ventura. Absolutely.
But to be, like you said,
to be historically responsible is a different story.
Right, but they would be on my...
Dude, they were great.
Murdoch and Adonis would be on my list.
Absolutely. You know what I'm fond of? I remember at one point, and you're going to laugh, but in my early days of watching UHF Florida Championship Wrestling, Dusty Rhodes and Bugsy McGraw.
You loved it.
I freaking loved that crap.
Would the Moondogs be on your list?
The Moondogs get heavy consideration from me, but that could be more personal memories than anything. So, and a lot of the teams that the folks at home are throwing out, the Moondogs might not let me make a list.
No call for the New Breed. That's, you know what? I could see an argument for New Breed, but they would be a faction.
Right.
See, I'm going to go with you on the Freebirds, Von Erichs. More on the Von Erichs than the Freebirds.
But it's more like,
But it makes, when you take them out of greatest tag teams, it makes them less than.
Not to me, it doesn't, because the greatest thing that they were was a faction, and they basically could, set the blueprint for the most part of what a faction is. I mean, their contribution is enormous. So,
JB says the Rockers did a lot in the AWA. They did.
The Rockers did.
But I don't think
I could see them being on somebody's list.
They could be on your list. They could be
even being responsible. I could see them being on someone's top 25 list.
Here's
I could see
problem.
that. I could see that.
Like you talked about the Blackjacks, right?
Yeah.
The Blackjacks were big time in the AWA.
Right.
And weren't they in the WWF? They won the
yes,
belts
they
in the
were.
WWF.
Yes,
so
yes.
They were multi-winners.
But I have to be honest. When I think of the Rockers and I think of the Blackjacks,
you think of the
Rockers above them.
I agree, but if you think about that time and you think about back in the baseball card,
I don't think the Blackjacks made as much noise as the Rockers did.
Well,
that's what I think. I think the Rockers made a lot of noise.
Different era.
True, but they made a lot of noise. You know who was making a lot of noise during the Blackjacks run? The Valiants. The Valiants were making
great.
A lot. They were making a lot of noise.
You know what?
The Valiants, by the way, were the biggest damn tag team in WWF during the late 70s. They were it.
I'm taking
from what I remember.
I'm putting the Valiants in and I'm taking the Funks out.
Right. I could see that. The Valiants were
point.
The team in the late
Jacob,
70s.
Power
WWF.
and Glory.
WWF.
Power and Glory.
Power and Glory.
I don't think you can consider a team that hasn't won a title. I don't think you can do that.
I think you can, depending on what their run was.
I don't think there's one team on this list that didn't win a title.
You're probably right. Yeah. Probably right.
You know what's funny? Now that someone mentioned, maybe it was Benny that mentioned Volkov and Iron Sheik.
I thought they were great.
I could see them being off the list. I could see them being off the list.
Because of Sheik's solo career? Would that dilute what those two did together?
Nah,
I don't think so, man. I think
You're
that
right.
they're on the list.
You can't take them off the list. You're right.
Weren't they in a WrestleMania, major match
yes.
too? I mean,
and they were in WrestleMania 3, and they were in the Battle Royal.
What are we talking?
They were
a
long-term team.
They were a great team. They drew so much.
All right, well,
heat.
so how about our friend Jim Brunzell and the High Flyers?
Oh, if you don't have Gagne and Brunzell on this list,
not on the list.
Something's wrong.
It's not on the list.
I think that they should probably be on the list, Gagne and Brunzell. But you know what, though?
Very
Once we
high
start
on the
to
list.
sit here and go, they should be on the list, we might have 37. We might have a problem.
Well, that's the problem, right? It's like we could keep naming stuff.
Gagne
like,
and Brunzell, absolutely.
To go back 2 years ago, I did have a case about the Mega Powers. Fair enough to say? That I felt that they were the greatest tag team of all time.
If you're looking on paper, what dream team can you think of?
Right.
Hogan and Savage. You're not topping that unless maybe Rock and Austin.
Right, maybe, right.
Maybe?
Exactly, maybe.
But look what we just did. Rock and Austin. That's Ruth and Garrick. What are we talking here?
You're 100% right.
Yeah, it's rough.
And the problem with the Mega Powers is they never won the tag team belts.
Which they could have.
And you know who I didn't put on the list? And I was like bouncing back and forth? Money Inc. They won the tag team titles many times.
Yeah, Money Inc. Okay.
How about the Rougeau brothers?
The Rougeau brothers?
They don't make my list.
No.
They're Hall of Famers. They don't make my list.
The Mountie makes every list I'll ever come up with, but that's a whole other story. I am the Mountie.
Little Patty, Bobo Brill, and Flying Fred Curry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could.
Three
Everyone's
Lucky
got their own.
Dogs. Arn and Tully are on the list. The Brain Busters did make the list.
I'm trying to think of other teams. I'm struggling here.
Jason Morning, Rhythm and Blues.
Need toilet paper.
Oh my God! So I think the list was good, and with plenty of room. Again,
where's the Can-Am connection?
I again, if you didn't win a tag team title, did Can-Ams win a tag team title?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
Anything in what was it? Was that Tom Zenk?
It was Zenk and Martel.
No. The pleasure was all yours to team with Rick Martel, Mr. Zenk.
Ooh, Davio at Paul, I would give the Invaders some credit, even though there were 4 of them.
The Invaders. Okay. How about the Executioners? The original Executioners, Studd and Kowalski. They were champions.
I know you can't put them on
back
the
list. In the 70s.
Can't put them on the list.
Oh, you could.
JB, the Godwins, who we had in studio.
Godwins?
They're not on the list, though.
Okay. No, I don't think they make the list.
You know what? I'm pretty happy
just
with the
made the
list. The
list.
only problem I have is the Usos can't be at number 26. They need to be on the list, and even though they should be number 1,
Now, hold on.
I can't make them number 1.
Wait a minute. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
No, stop. Come on.
You're not being very
You're
Uzi.
not being. Yeah,
you're not being very
Yeah, but you're
Uzi.
not being honest, right? You can't be honest.
I'm not
now.
being serious.
All
No,
right, all
that's
right.
what you're asking.
Is there someone would you like to see on the list that's bothering you that they're not on the list?
No, there's nothing jumping out at me. No.
Are you upset the disparity between Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express?
Yeah, I think that gap is too wide. Absolutely, I do. Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express should be closer, and the Rock and Roll Express should be higher than number 10. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Before we go, would the Rock and Roll Express sign with the WWF? Would they have made it here?
That all depends on if Vince McMahon saw what made them magical and wrote accordingly. That's a simple answer, but that's the way it is.
My question to you is,
Yeah.
though, being the monster teams that were running around, could you imagine just use the Colossal Connection?
Yeah, but what a great
against
story
the
that would
Rock
tell.
and
They
Roll
get
Express.
beat up for 25 minutes, and then they somehow
And they
pull it
pin
off,
Haku
and
and
the
Andre?
fans wet themselves. Well, they're going to pin Haku. They're not going to pin
How many
Andre.
times can that happen, though? Once?
If it happens once, then it's long enough for them to hold on to the belts for a few months and move on. It is what it is. You know, sometimes you just got to realize when something's over and write smartly, and that's how you get through it.
Fair enough.
That's pretty much it. You know,
right, well-
writing dictates everything at the end of the day.
Well, that's the list. I appreciate everybody chiming in. Benny Scala,
Absolutely.
Ricky Steamboat, and Jay Youngblood. No.
You know something?
No.
Ricky Steamboat. But I understand why he would say that, though, because there was a time period where they were hot.
But, dude, that's like just throwing, like... There were
I
guys
know,
that were
I
hot.
got you.
I don't even know if hot is the word.
No, they were.
It's like
they
you
had
read
a
about
time
them in a
period.
magazine.
For a little while, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I understand.
But it wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to see Jay Youngblood.
They're not
in
making
the
my
WWF.
list, though. No, they're not making my list.
I mean, if you want to get legitimate, then the Strongbows should be on there.
How about Tony Gurria and Larry Zbyszko?
Tony Gurria.
Tony Gurria and Rick Martel.
I mean,
we
if you
could
really
be
want to get
here a
into it,
while.
I could go Fuji and Saito should be towards the top 10.
Fuji and Saito are definitely one of the greats. Absolutely. What a great discussion, though. I mean, and everybody's got great
Maria's
opinions.
so right. She's like, rock and roll were too small. Wouldn't have made it.
I understand. I get it.
Phil,
I get it.
RVD and Sabu.
Oh, boy, Phil. I so agree with you right now. And I am embarrassed that I didn't think of this myself. RVD and Sabu. Although, Phil, we do know that RVD was basically carrying the guy. You remember those interviews, right? Sabu wanted to kill him.
Benny says
RVD taking all the credit. That was some great stuff.
Multiple NWA champions.
I'm sorry?
Benny says Steamboat Youngblood, multiple NWA.
I'm telling you, I remember that.
Let
I
me
can
ask you this.
understand
The
why
NWA
Benny would put
the
them.
NWA
I get it.
back then, the tag team titles
They were
did not.
important.
They were not that important
They
compared
were
to the WWF
important.
tag team titles.
They were
There was
important.
a big disparity.
No,
there.
I understand. No, you're right about
Like
that.
the world
but they were
title,
still
the U.S.
important.
title, even the television title was a big
Ooh,
deal
TV,
for the NWA.
TV title was.
I don't remember the tag team titles being such a big deal ever.
Well, you know what? You know why? Because don't forget what we had exposure to. Georgia Championship Wrestling didn't go out of their way to hammer home the sexiness of the NWA World Titles. Okay.
Right.
However, if you were in Mid-Atlantic, watching the Mid-Atlantic program,
They did hammer it home.
They hammered it
That's a
home.
good point.
Quite
That's
a
a
bit.
really good point.
Quite a bit.
Really good point.
You know, so yeah, I agree with Benny as far as Steamboat and Youngblood. They had quite a run. I remember reading about it every month. Good call, Benny. But again, I'm not sure they'd make my top 25. I'm not. I'd have to sit there and really think about it. This would take me days, by the way, to get this responsibly correct.
But
in my mind,
at this point today,
Yeah.
even with the Usos as over as they
Road
are,
Warriors.
Road Warriors are still there.
Yep, Road Warriors.
Road Warriors will forever be
Listen,
the greatest
I'm
tag
always
team ever.
going to also, yeah, I agree with you, and I'm also always going to believe that Babe Ruth was the greatest baseball player of all time.
Benny says in
That's just
Mid-Atlantic,
me.
the tag team titles were everything. I think you just said that.
That's what I said.
But not in Georgia
Absolutely.
Championship
Nope,
Wrestling,
nope,
and not in
Georgia
Florida Championship Wrestling either.
No, you're
when
right.
When the tag team belts
You're
used to
right.
come on, it was a
You're
secondary,
right,
third
you're right,
thought.
you're
No
right.
one even paid attention.
The things that were important on those two programs was the heavyweight title of the state.
Yep.
Georgia heavyweight champion, Florida heavyweight champion, television champion.
Television champion was
very
always
important.
a big deal.
Very important.
Right.
Oh, you see how important it is on AEW, right?
The television champion. Yeah, it's like, forget about it. He doesn't even wrestle.
It doesn't even effing matter. You know? Too bad.
All right, man. So that's it.
Yeah. Excellent job, dude. I
thank
thought that
you.
was excellent.
It was
Excellent.
a great show, guys. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody
I loved
joining us on
everybody
this Thursday.
chiming in,
Spidey,
too.
good to
It was
have you
great.
back,
Spidey.
buddy.
Spidey, have the couch ready next week, will you? Steve Kern's going to be here. Will do. All right.
Before we go, Davio, and I was always
Davio.
jealous about this.
Yeah, what do you got?
The NWA Crockett Tag Team Tournament
Yeah.
was always a big. I always wish we had that. Like
That
the
would've been
Garden
cool.
would have had that. Remember, I used to be like, oh man, I would love to just go to the Omni and watch that tag team tournament.
That would be cool.
Like AEW's trying to do that, like with the Blind Man's Cup or whatever
right,
that they're
right, I
doing.
got
But
you.
you need to have a pay-per-view. What happened to the tournaments, man?
I don't know.
I miss the tournaments.
How about a nice, juicy pay-per-view King of the Ring? King of the Ring don't mean shit no more either.
No, it doesn't.
And that's
man.
sad because it used to mean something. I don't know.
All right, well, send us on our way, bro.
You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh. And until next week, thank you for tuning in. Hope you had some fun with us. Later.
I can't believe I repeated the tape.
Love.